Hi folks, how you doing? I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, a Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and in Urmston in the northwest of England. I hope you're finding the love and you're witnessing the blessings that are there in life in these troubling times. It's hard, my friends, I know, but we're all in this one together. So I'm offering these devotions as my little bit of hope, doing what I can, playing my role in being a part of the solution. The devotions are offered as a balm for the heart, for the mind, for the spirit, and for the soul. And the title for today's devotion is Becoming Juicy People with Holy Curiosity. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Well, let's wait and see. So I invite us to still ourselves. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep, deep within us. I have lit the flame of freedom in this cup of belonging, acceptance, and love. We join together in our physical separation, but united in our devotion to life and to love. Be still with me and enter into the crescent fold of my arm as we join as one in this time and space. Wind your thoughts like a river toward the centre of who we are as one humanity in this our shared world. Be still with me as we join together on the beautiful journey. We are vessels sailing together in a ship of love and life, journeying on the waters of life, alive with a purpose and a strength unknown to us. Be still as we enter into this time together, in stillness, in the spirit of love and in gratitude. Amen. I remember being out with friends in those days before lockdown, sharing a friend's 40th birthday celebration. We had a wonderful, wonderful evening, full of life, full of joy, full of laughter, and of course full of food. We did get some funny looks from others in the restaurant though, due primarily to the joy and abandon in our gathering. And I also remember enjoying similar experiences on a Tuesday and Thursday morning with a group of folk I went for coffee with after our early morning meditation. We would fill Cafe Nero with the joy of living, despite the very troubles of our lives, the real troubles. Oh, how I love the company of juicy people. Oh, how I miss the company of juicy people. How I crave this company again, and I look forward to experiencing this joy once again. I hope it won't be too long. I've been thinking these last few weeks about some verses from Walt Whitman's wonderful epic poem, The Body Electric. Now, it's not that Sisters of Mercy song, but no doubt they stole the name from it. The Body Electric, and particularly the fourth stanza of the Body Electric, this prayer, if you like, to the wonder of humanity, the glory of each human being. So this is the fourth stanza from Whitman's The Body Electric. I have perceived that to be with those I like is enough. To stop in company with the rest at evening is enough. To be surrounded by beautiful, curious, breathing, laughing flesh is enough. To pass among them or touch anyone or rest my arm ever so lightly round his or her neck for a moment, what is this then? I do not ask any more delight, I swim in it as in a sea. There is something in staying close to men and women and looking on them, and in the contact and odour of them, that pleases the soul so well. All things please the soul, but these please the soul well. What do you think of that, eh? Just think of that. Wonderful, Whitman. Just to be with friends, enjoying the company of such people is such a beautiful blessing, and one that I know we're all missing at this time. It's tough, it's hard. I feel it powerfully at times. Rick Hefford, in his book Daybreak Within, Living in a Sacred World, writes about the 12th century Christian mystic Hildegard of Bingen. She suggests that the key to living spiritually alive is to become juicy people. What a great phrase, juicy people. That such people need to be filled with wonder and curiosity and live with lusty appetites and high spirits, that they embrace life, liberty, and they pursue happiness with a burly, grinning bear hug. They squeeze the life out of each other. It is suggested that to be juicy is to be a fearlessly joyous optimist, a troublemaker tirelessly afflicting the comfortable, a passionate lover of good talk and tasty food, an anonymous prophet hovering over the cosmological riddle, a frequent violator of the ordinance against indecent exposure of the heart, and a guerrilla in the insurrection against dream molesters everywhere. Isn't language wonderful when you really get your tongue around it? That's being juicy again with words. When I think about my friends from the past and present, the characteristic that they share is that they are juicy people. I miss sharing in this juiciness. They are filled with an enthusiasm for life. They hunger and thirst for a life filled with passion. They seek joy in each moment despite the real troubles that we all face. They see a goodness in life. They proclaim that all is well, not that all is perfect, no, but that all is well. And they bring alive the juiciness of human being. There is nothing like eating with and sharing in the company of juicy people. When you do, there is a richness to the company. You experience deep conversation, deep laughter, and joy that no one can take away. They experience the goodness of life and want to share it with you, to welcome you to their table of love and joy. In such company you are challenged to grow, but not to grow alone. It's about raising one another up and aiming high. It's not about playing it safe at all. When I reflect on the 10 years I've meditated with my morning group of juicy people, I have witnessed deep transformation in our shared human being. And do you know what? I think the hour we spend afterwards in Cafe Nero, we grow as much spiritually from that as we do the hour sharing deeply in meditation. Oh, I love and I miss groovy times with juicy people. But I will know it again, and so will we, if we bear what we have to bear. Now, juicy people are by their nature curious. They are spiritual seekers. They do not merely ask questions, but they attempt to live those very questions, to bring those questions to life. Curiosity always begins with questions, you know. Just think about every 2 and 3 year old you've ever known in your life, or every puppy you've ever known for that matter, actually. Is there anything more juicy than a puppy? They are full of curiosity. They ask questions of everything. Think about the little ones you've known. Everything you tell them ends with a frustrating one-word response. Why? But why? But why? But why? Everything's a question. And you can't take your eyes off them either. Their fingers and their noses are into everything. Now, sadly, as we get older, we lose a little of this, perhaps because we start to realise that there will always be questions that we can't fully answer. Yes, we have gained experience, but we don't know everything, and I don't suppose we ever will know everything. That should humble us, you know, but it doesn't always. We think we are so clever. This brings to mind a lovely, very short but wonderful little tale about a story about an encounter with the Zen master and his student. "What happens when we die?" asked the student. "I don't know," the master answered. "But you're a Zen master," said the student. "Yes, that's quite true," said the Zen master. "Quite true. But I'm not a dead Zen master." So there are questions that no matter how well we live them, we will not be able to answer fully, even though we might think we know. We're not yet dead. Sorry, I'm being a bit too juicy today. Now, there are other groups of juicy people that I have had the pleasure of sharing time with. There are many, actually. But these are a couple. One is the monthly Living the Questions, and the other is a common search for meaning exploration groups that I host at the two congregations I serve. These are ever-changing groups, by the way, and I miss them too. God, I miss them. Groups which each month we explore and attempt to bring to life the questions of truly living. It's been a joy and a blessing to be part of them these last few years. It's certainly transformed me, and I've witnessed that transformation in others too. One of the groups is inspired by the work of Viktor Frankl, who saw that the search for meaning as being the vital to human thriving and human life. We must find meaning in life to truly thrive, he saw. So we search for meaning together in this group. And the other group is called Living the Questions, and it's kind of inspired from a favourite passage from Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. In it, the poet Rilke writes a letter to his protégé, the 19-year-old cadet and budding poet too, Franz Xaver Capus. He makes a beautiful case for the importance of not merely asking questions, but living those questions. And you live them while you embrace uncertainty and allow for the development of intuition. We live the questions by embracing uncertainty in life and allowing intuition to develop. According to Rilke, that is. Here's an extract. "I want to beg you as much as I can, dear sir, to be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing, live along some distant day into the answer." And I think somewhere there is the essence of living the juicy, curious life. I'm not sure our day and age encourages juiciness in people. I'm not overly sure it encourages doubt and curiosity, actually, to live those questions. It seems today that folk are encouraged to have an opinion, to voice their opinion with conviction, and to voice their opinion again and again and again and again. So many opinions. But is this faithful living? It seems a little faithless to me, where people are clinging desperately to partisanship. Certainly this is the case when you look at public dialogue. It would appear that to live juicily with curiosity is to let go of certainty. But that seems a step out of step in our current age. We're supposed to know and have a strong opinion about everything, a firm, settled opinion, deep-rooted. But I'm not sure that's what curiosity is about. And curiosity is the key to living faithfully, as it allows the transformation of our humanity. But to live with holy curiosity is to live with faithful uncertainty. And you know what? That requires real courage. I don't know. It opens you to something new, though. This is described rather wonderfully, I think, in this rather wonderful extract from a meditation by Victoria Safford, and it's called Open Eyes. The awakened eye is a conscious eye, a willful eye, and brave, because we see things as they are, each in its own truth. To see things as they are, each in its own truth, will make you very vulnerable. This unself-conscious vulnerability, this openness is how the curious, very young live. They see without preconceived notions. They see with open eyes. And you know what they do? What do? They ask that question. Why? 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 Drives you mad, doesn't it? But they're curious. They're juiciness. Now, of course, we adults can't look with children's eyes. We have to look with adult eyes, and this is how, but I think that's how we begin to live the questions, to become what Hildegard of Bingen suggests is to live as juicy people. I suspect that's what Safford captured when she wrote those words. To see, simply to look and to see, is an ethical act, an intentional choice. To see with open eyes is a spiritual practice and thus a risk, for it can open you to ways of knowing the world and loving it that will lead to inevitable consequences. I think we're frightened to be juicy because we think we're going to get hurt. But there's a deeper hurt in not living openly with holy curiosity. To lose your juice is to no longer be alive. We adults, can do what those young people do. We can do it with eyes that see the world and acting in the world as adults, though, responding to what we see. With open eyes and open hearts, and open minds and open spirits and open souls. Through this we can be transformed to live with curiosity again and to act differently in our world. That's where transformation begins, transformation of ourselves and transformation of our world, as we begin to live the questions, as we become juicy people, as we develop what Einstein called holy curiosity, which is to live with the spirit of humility, with an open mind, an open heart, and open hands and an open spirit, to search out truth and live with your eyes wide open in joyful wonder. We can live like that. And I'm going to end with a final quotation from Einstein himself. It's on holy curiosity. This is what Einstein said. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mystery of eternity, of life, of the marvellous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. So let's live with holy curiosity, living those questions as ever more juicy people. Do you dare? I dare you. So I'm going to end today's reflection with a few words of blessing. I feel like I want to eat a piece of fruit, but I'm going to end with a blessing, get some juice around my mouth, but I'll end with a blessing. Come on, let's just calm down a little. Because we need to bless more. And we can all bless. And we bless by giving our whole hearts to life. So let's begin blessing today. Let's give our whole hearts to life. Many days may we share life together, and flower and flow with all that is, and all that was, and all that ever shall be. Let us bless life through our very human being, through our juiciness. Let flavour flood out, and life will bless us in return. And may the love of God be with us in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Amen. Amen indeed.